See, if black people took that position, if you want to see white people immediately coming to attention, see, black people are not threatening white people. If black women said no sexual relations with white men until the system of racism, white supremacy is over, black men said to white women, no, racism, white supremacy is a very, very serious, demeaning, degrading system. It is a system that has to kill black people. It's a system that creates HIV/AIDS, that creates Ebola, that conducted the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. So until this system is completely annihilated, there cannot be the consideration of having sexual relations. Now, if you want to see people coming to attention and respecting black people, you let that happen at a critical mass level. Because white men say what? They don't feel like they're men until they've had sexual intercourse with a black woman. That's what the game of golf is all about. Just like basketball and football are white men having, fantasizing, having sex. As a black man, that's what the black-brown ball, football, basketball is all about. Going into a white net or white upright legs at the end of the field. So they couldn't have respect for themselves unless they were having sexual relations with black people, because then they could fantasize, they could produce a product of color. See, and all of this is taking place while black people are begging to not have their voting rights taken away. Black men begging for jobs so they can function as husbands and fathers. Black people still being paid less than white people in jobs. See, so what, it's like if people are training their children and training their young people, and they say, you don't have sexual relations with somebody who doesn't respect you. Now, that's just supposed to be good home training. See, so everything hinges on black people beginning to understand racism, white supremacy as a total system and how it works, and then also stepping into the highest level of black self-respect, higher than the world has ever seen, higher than existed on the continent of Africa, where black people participated in selling other black people in the slave trade. See, in other words, like Neely Fuller said something profound. He said the study of history should be a study of where we made our mistakes. See, instead of worshiping being black kings and queens, no, we respect ourselves as black people. We respect the continent of Africa. But what mistakes did we make there so we don't have to repeat them? But we made critical mistakes in terms of how we related to ourselves and one another. We were willing to engage in destructive behaviors in relationship to one another. Although we may not have understood, there was no system of racism, white supremacy at that time, and so there wasn't an understanding. But even, though there was an understanding, it was still a mistake. And you study mistakes so that you don't repeat them. Those who learn from history don't have to repeat history. But I say self-respect is more powerful than a nuclear weapon. See, as a black female, I cannot have 100% respect for myself if I don't respect black men. Because I was made as a human being, 50% genetic material from a black mother, 50% genetic material from a black father. So if I say I don't respect black men, my self-respect score can be only 50% max, and that's not passing. You see, but the conditions of the system of racism, white supremacy, have destroyed black male-female relations. In other words, you can do that if you just systematically control whether a man can have a job and be sufficiently employed so he can function as a husband and function as a father. You have destroyed black male-female relations. And that's the importance of understanding system structure of racism, white supremacy that covers economics, education, entertainment, labor law, politics, religion, sex, and more. Covers all areas of people activity. So if people don't understand system structure, you can give it to people to vote and take it away from them in employment. Okay, now you can vote. Now you can go to the restaurant. But then we are going to control whether you have a job or not. And so I keep you in the same space. Which is different than, across-the-board justice. Justice in economics, education, entertainment, labor law, politics, religion, sex, and war.